Woo! What's going on, guys? It's a Sunday. It's 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. The Orum'S Den's in the house. What's everybody doing, guys? How's everybody doing on a Sunday afternoon? Orum'S Den, Mark Orum. Coming at you guys. Only got 8 people in the chat so far. Well, 8 people viewing. Only got a couple guys in the chat. Not too many people coming on right now. Hopefully get a little bit bigger of a crowd as we continue. But One Pride's in the building already. Ayo, what's going on, One Pride? How's things doing? How's everybody feeling after that second preseason game? Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Jacksonville Jaguars put a whooping on us, 25-7. No starters. Saw Jack Campbell in there. Somebody was telling me Derek Barnes was playing, but I didn't see. I don't recall seeing him in there. I'm not too worried about preseason right off the bat. I'm not freaking out over preseason, fellas. Preseason's all about evaluating. It's all about getting to know your players. On individuality is pretty much the only time you'll talk about football, I think, when it comes to preseason. It's just you're going to see a ton of guys that just are never going to see the field. And that second preseason game was one of them. Hey, did they get their heads kicked in? Did the Jacksonville Jaguars backups beat us up, beat our backups up? 100% they did. And it happens. It happens. I'm not too overly concerned about a preseason game, man. I'm not even concerned even a little. It's not even on my radar. If I'm going to make any kind of if I'm going to be worried about anything with this team, the one thing that I am kind of concerned about is O-line depth. That does concern me a little bit, but hopefully we don't get 3 or 4 guys out at once. Guys do not last long in the NFL, and guys tend to get hurt. We've had guys like Ragnow, obviously Big V, Decker. Those guys have missed time. Sewell's pretty healthy. Jonah Jackson missed a little bit of time here and there, but he's been relatively healthy. So if you see 3, 4, 5 guys obviously out of our starters, then it's time to panic. But we do have some bad depth on our offensive line, and it's showing. It is showing. We need to get another swing tackle. I don't trust Matt Nelson, Bobby Hart, or if he's a guard or if he's a tackle, wherever the hell that guy's going to play. I think he's listed as a guard though, but he's played a lot of tackle in the NFL. And we're not looking at great depth on the O-line. And I think a lot of teams can say that, man. Tons of teams can say that. So it's not just us. But if we lose multiple players, multiple time, talking like more than 2-3 games at a time, then I think it's an issue. But we're going to have games where guys get a little bit dinged up, and you might see a different guy in there for Ragnow. You might see a different guy in there for Decker, and so far, and so forth. So there is some concern, but I'm not overly concerned about getting beat 25-7 against Jacksonville. I'm not concerned at all, man. If the one thing is you're concerned about, wins and losses in preseason, this is not the sport for you. Preseason football, this is not the sport for you, because then you're just getting emotional. That's just an emotional, because I honestly see some people, man, in the social media that are just walking on a ledge, ready to jump out of a building because they lost 25-7 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's just over dramatic. No starters, maybe one starter on defense. Jack Campbell, if he beats out Barnes, someone threw in, well, Jack Fox played. He's a damn punter. You know what I mean? So you didn't see anybody out there on offense. You didn't see anybody out there really on defense. So it's all depth. It's all depth. And I thought some guys stood out negatively and some guys stood out positively. But let's say hi to some guys in the chat. I got 20 in the building. I said hi to my boy, One Pride 40. Justin Chase, what's up, bro? What's going on, brother? Brent DeWitt, retired now, bro. I love it. If you, me, and everyone else can see the O-line death problem, then you know for sure Brad MCU sees it too. I'm sure we got OT, Sooner Lenny, and Brad. Exactly, man. That's what I'm talking about, brother. Let me come back to some of this stuff, though. I'm going to say hi to everybody, though. Patty Grimes, what's up? Kool-Aid Kid, yo. Justin Chase again. Oops. Already said hi to you, brother. I'll come back to all your guys. I'll come back to all your guys' comments, man. I'm just going to say hi. Zach Zion, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? You went to both preseason games? Love it, man. Way to show your support. I was actually almost going to go to that Saturday game, but had other plans. Patty Grimes. One Pride. Let's see if I can get to different guys. Just One Pride. James Willis, what's up, brother? Almost put you in timeout there by mistake, dude. Sorry. Good evening. Good Sunday evening, Mark. What's going on, my friend James? Anybody new? Gary Kessinger in the building. What's up, my friend? Hello, Mark. 2 preseason games are enough. Ready for a season. Same here, bro. I wish it was down to 2. Preseason drives me nuts, especially when you lose a game. And then you see the meltdown of this fan base. Let me see, bro. Justin made a rapper. What's going on? Obsessed Detroit Lions fan here from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Go Lions. What's up, my friend? Let me see who else. Crew Dog. What's up? Never fear. Crew Dog is here. Woof, woof. What's up, brother? Sean Little. Hey, Mark. Just Ruby Wade, Mo Abraham. Yeah, injury wave. Injury designation. Maybe he'll come back to the roster and throw him on the IR. But yeah, man, he didn't show out like we thought he would. Good running back in college, great even. Just had a bad luck, man, with injuries. So that's it. Now let's get to some of the comments, man. I saw Brent DeWitt. What's up, Patty Grimes? Joe Kool-Aid Kid. Yeah, we're going to need that backup online for sure. That's all I'm saying, just so we, and just like my guy Brent said, man, if we see it, we know Brad sees it, and we know Dan Campbell sees it, and we sure as hell knows Hank Fraley, the O-line coach, sees it. So I think it's the only biggest concern of mine. Could I get a second to talk on the show? I went to both preseason games. Yeah, man. Well, you just gotta just come in the comment section, brother. I don't have a phone, so yeah, man. Go ahead. Justin Chase, Jaguars came to play. They did. They're backups. They're backups. They're backups. Then they're backups. Beat our backups, and our backups, and our backups to the backups. It was they came to play, man, and they played well. They played well, man. They showed some depth. They had some guys that played. It was cool. I have a little bit of hot take. Brian Branch might have took Tracy Walker's spot. Notice that Branch didn't play in preseason game. Yeah, hey, man, that might not be a hot take, One Pride. Brian Branch looks like he's won a spot too. I know during camp they were doing different packages. I think they like Branch more at nickel, and with different packages though, when they bring up CJ Gardner-Johnson into the nickel, they kind of brought in Tracy Walker. So it's like you're going to see different packages, man. So it's like it feels like our 2 main safeties are going to be CJ Gardner-Johnson and Kirby Joseph, with a mixture of Tracy Walker coming in, and then you're going to see guys like Brian Branch in that nickel, and then maybe see Will Harris on that other nickel, maybe Chase Lucas. Who knows? Really, right now, you might even see Branch and CJ Gardner-Johnson as the 2 nickels. So, you know what I mean? It's going to be interesting, but that's not a bad take. Tracy Walker was playing into that third quarter, I believe, maybe even fourth. So you never know. Well, I'm very concerned about Teddy Bridgewater and Nate Sudfeld. Well, I wouldn't be too concerned about Teddy Bridgewater. He's been here a minute. He's been here literally a minute. I'm not concerned whatsoever. I think he had 3 days of practice, 4 days of practice, been here for like 9 days. That was like 9-10 days. I'm not concerned even a slight bit about Teddy Bridgewater. Nate Sudfeld's going to be going, so it doesn't even matter. Doug Peterson has definitely come on a mission. I'm glad the Jags are finally looking good too, though. It's nice to see all those bottom teams coming up, man, and hopefully we're one of those teams to join everybody. Jacksonville looks like a team that could be really good. Love the D-line depth, bro. Love it. I let both of them go and sign Bryce Perkins 100%. Bryce Perkins from the St. Louis Rams over Teddy Bridgewater. Maybe over Nate Sudfeld. Over Nate Sudfeld, 100% I would. Who says the Rams really want to, you have to probably trade for him. I'm assuming. I don't think Bryce Perkins is out there for a free agent. But I don't think he's coming that they would do that. He is a Holmes guy, though. I think he was part of him bringing him in. I don't think he was undrafted, right? Bryce Perkins, or was he like a last round pick? I don't remember. I think he was undrafted though, but yeah, he's got really not too much experience. So, he's played in a couple games, but when Stafford went down, they were looking for a quarterback, but they pretty much trusted they pretty much chose Baker Mayfield over Bryce Perkins in the long run. So that's not nothing to say that Bryce Perkins is a bad football player. I just don't think that would happen. No on Perkins. I'm saying no on Perkins too. I just don't understand it. Do you know much about Bryce Perkins? I don't know much about him, but I know I've watched him play for the Rams. I don't know a lot about him in his college days. I'll be honest with you there, bro. Teddy just got here and he's learning offense. I didn't expect him to do well at all. I wouldn't have played him until next week. I think Justin just nailed that. Yeah, I was kind of shocked he played. I kind of wanted to see what he would do, but I think he only got 3 or 4 days of practice in, so that's kind of rough, man. I'm not sure what you expected. He literally had guys like me and you blocking for him. So I think he was literally handing the ball off and he got the ball stripped from him. That's on the offensive line, man. So you see him against the Chiefs last year, regular season. No, I know he's a big kid. I know he's a big quarterback, big arm. He can move. But I'm not going to base that I'm not going to base that I want him over Teddy Bridgewater because of one last game in the regular season. Brad bought Perkins at a Ram 2020 as a drafted free agent. Okay, undrafted. He was undrafted. Yeah, so Brad's got some familiarity with him. He probably liked him. He obviously liked him, but I don't think he's available. So, hello, Mark. Exactly. He's an incredible leader and very smart about not turning the ball over and fights for every inch around the ball. He's an incredible leader and very smart. You base that off one game against the Chiefs? I don't understand that. How is he an incredible leader and very smart about not turning the ball over? You're basing that off one game against the Chiefs? Okay, bro. Preseason, he broke 5 sacks against the Chiefs in one play. All right. So I'm not understanding where this is going, bro. In my opinion, the preseason I don't know. Throw that. Dude, I agree with you. I agree with you. This kind of talk is just, it's crazy, man. We're talking about replacing probably one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league for a guy like Bryce Perkins, who might have some skill. Obviously, he's, undrafted, though. Brad Holmes took a chance on him, brought him in, and he's actually won a job in LA. So I don't know about replacing a guy that at least has experience like Teddy does. Maybe he can't run like Teddy, but I don't know. It was terrible to watch backups playing, though, because we know this team is so much better than what went down on the field. I don't know how many starters the Jags played. It didn't look like the Jags started many guys. To be honest with you, I don't really recall one or if any, to be really honest with you. I could be wrong there. But I do like watching it because it is football, but it's the overreaction from the fan base that just drives me nuts because I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. If they came out and they shit the bed, backups or not, and it was all backups, people were going to freak. And people are freaking. People are concerned about Teddy Bridgewater. People are concerned about our wide receiving core. People are concerned about our running game. People are concerned about our defense. Those guys aren't even going to be here, man. There's guys on that team that you saw Saturday that will not even be here in the next week or so. So I can't trip out over preseason, man. I can't. I can't call for people's heads. All I can tell you is that there were some guys in there that I saw that played well, like Jack Campbell came in and played well. Chase Cota did his thing, had a nice punt return, caught a touchdown pass, back-to-back weeks of playing good football. Looks like he's trying to win a spot here. Could get that wide receiver 5 or 6, how many of their wide receivers are going to carry. Then we saw guys like, Dylan Drummond, who I thought was playing good, but he's, he dropped 1 or 2 balls already, but I do like him still. I am concerned about the offensive line depth, just the depth, because of, just a couple guys go down, we could be in trouble, but it has to be for multiple games and multiple players, I believe, because guys always get hurt. It's just inevitable. It happens. Well, other than that, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about the backup quarterbacks. I'm not concerned about our running game. I'm not concerned about our wide receivers in general. I think we do have depth there. Once Cmon returns, I think it's going to be even better. So I love the secondary. We need a couple of guys to get healthy, though, and nice to see Mosley come back sooner than later. But I like our linebacker depth. I love our D-line depth. I'm just don't, just people overreact every time. Holmes brought him to backup Goff in 2020. Yeah. Well, I don't think he brought him into 100% backup Goff. I think he brought him in and he won himself a spot. So, good for Bryce Perkins. He did his thing. And in the long run, though, they chose Teddy, what's his name? Baker Mayfield over him. I'm more about the positive and the players that help themselves win a spot. And that's the thing with football. It's all about individuality when it comes to preseason. Football is not an individual sport, but you even hear it from Dan Campbell, man. He says it so far he's been here 3 years. Dan Campbell has used the same kind of lines over and over again. He likes to do that. He kind of likes to say the same things over and over again, use the same kind of actions, same kind of words by saying, like, we saw who's probably going to be here. We learned some things today about certain players. He says that a lot if you pay attention to what he says. We learned some things today about. And he's probably talking about guys like Chase Cota, and he's talking about players that are playing like shit too. Like you might see a couple O linemen get released because guys are going to be getting. There's a huge release coming, man, from all 32 teams, and I think we're going to be picking some guys up and obviously releasing some guys. So we have to. Teddy let a D lineman grab the ball and run it for a touchdown. 1 week experience. He's had lots of years. What? Teddy let a D lineman grab the ball. So he let the D lineman grab the ball and run it for a touchdown. What about the D lineman? What about the D lineman that or what about the offensive lineman that got destroyed and Teddy couldn't even hand the ball off? That has nothing to do with lots of years. What the hell are you even talking about, bro? That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. He let the guy do it. Okay, so yeah, 1 week of experience in this offense, bro. He's been here a week. Having years of playing in the NFL has nothing to do with one play. Nothing. Like, I don't understand what you're talking about. The guy's been here for 10 minutes, man. And you're going to blame him for O-lineman getting discarded out of the way, and he grabbed the ball from Teddy Bridgewater's hands. That's Bridgewater's fault? Dude, man. Come on. Never fear, Crew Dog is here. Hey, Mark, just read, we waved. Yeah, we waved them. We waved. First game was very fun, but fans are mad disrespectful when they don't get a win. Well, a lot of fans are ridiculous. A lot of fans are ridiculous. I'm not even worried about a preseason win or loss, bro. That doesn't concern me, man. Zach's not comment alone. Lets me know how much you know about football. Wow, bro. Zach's, man, you're gonna get eaten alive for that for these comments, man. So it's bad luck to win all 4 preseason games. Who cares? It's not bad luck. It's who cares? Win or loss. Who cares, bro? It's preseason. Nobody should. Nobody should, man. Come on, my friend. What comment? What do you want me to know? What I can visually see with my eyes? I'm not sure what you're seeing, bro. But you're blaming a quarterback for an old lineman getting destroyed off one play, and you're saying Teddy Bridgewater. I don't even get the comment, man. Have you been able to get back to weight training? I know you were not working out for a time. Yeah, I've been back for a little bit, man. I've been back for a little bit. I've been hitting the weights, been getting to the gym as much as I can. Yeah, man. I'm trying to go at least 5 days a week. Usually take the weekend off. But yeah, man. He's had lots of years experience, so he should be 100 on our offense, like with a week. Dude, what the F are you smoking? I got to agree with Justin on that, man. Like, he's been here a week. It doesn't matter if he's been in the league for 8-9 years. He's been practicing with the team for like 4 days, not even at the time. I'm surprised he even played. He probably only played because, I actually thought it was a bad idea playing him because that O-line was atrocious, man. He couldn't even take a step backwards to hand the ball off before he got hit. So that was a little bit dangerous. He's supposed to be your backup quarterback because he's 10 times better than Nate Sudfeld. Teddy is $3 million and Perkins is $700,000. And I don't get it. Branch is a massive upgrade over Walker. I love Branch, bro. They did say Branch got 80+ reps in joint practice, so I'm thinking the same thing of Branch probably starting. I think they liking that dude and getting Tracy more comfortable and confident since injury. Yep, you know what I mean? It's not about, I think Tracy's raring to go and he's 100%, but hey, man, if the kid's outshining him, having a guy like Tracy Walker on the sideline rotating in and out is not a bad thing. That's why I think this defense is going to be so much better. You're going to have fresh guys coming in and out, man. Saw good and bad against the Jags, absolutely. Some of the defensive backs played well, better than last year's starters. Yeah, and I was impressed with Stephen Gilmore, another guy that could make it. The other kid, Starling Thomas, had a nice return for a punt. I think he got beat on one. I think he got beat on a touchdown, though, but he did make a couple plays. So, you know, those type of guys out there, but they're playing against backups too, right? So it's like, you know, it just all depends on how they feel. So that's all. Nate needs to go. He's going to be gone just in May. Don't worry. Brent DeWitt, Branch and Captain Jack starting week 1 wouldn't surprise me. We got some ballers on defense. Yeah, I was actually a little bit shocked that Jack Campbell was in their plan. Maybe he hasn't fully won a spot yet. I know he's going to be a big part of the defense, but maybe Derek Barnes is playing a lot better than we thought, man. I know Barnes has been playing really well in camp. I follow a lot of those guys, you know, a lot of those Lions beat writers. And at first it was the Barnes show. I haven't heard really much lately, but it's a good thing that that he's playing good, and that's another good problem to have. With us. It seemed like the coach staff was okay with just evaluating the O-lineman because most of us can function with a good line play. Exactly. Well, they're not putting in the starters, man. They're not putting the starters in. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens week 3 against Carolina. I don't really want to see any starters going then either. Dan Campbell, I think he's been pretty good with his the way he puts his guys in, his starters. I think he waits till game 3. That's his deal. I know people want to see starters, but I want healthy guys. Jorge Cantu, what's up, big dog? But Campbell almost played the whole game. That's why I was shocked. He played well into the third quarter, didn't play the fourth. They're just trying to get a good look on him, man. They put the green dot on him. Maybe they want to see how he handled. Maybe they wanted to see how he handled some of the play calling, maybe to call some things out. You know, just evaluating him, just to see how he can handle things. I think he's a huge part of this defense. I'm not worried. Bryce Perkins is a free agent. I didn't know that. He's not an LA Ram anymore. Watch him. 0 turnovers against Super Bowl Chiefs. Yeah, man. It's one game, bro. And I don't think he's anything special, bro. I don't know what he's – I don't know what you're basing this off because he played the Super Bowl Chiefs. He played the Kansas City Chiefs, and he got 0 turnovers. What I don't get it. If he was a free agent, why didn't Holmes bring him in? Like, if he's so good, Holmes loved him. Shouldn't he be on the Lions roster? According to you? So I don't get it. No more new backup quarterback. We have Teddy Two Gloves. Yeah, he just got to learn. He just got to learn the playbook. He doesn't know the playbook. Give him some time. Perkins isn't good. Yeah, I don't. I know he's a big kid with a big arm. He can move, but I don't think he's anything special. You understand who he is enough. I'm not tripping. Okay, Teddy looks so goofy in that. He does look ridiculous, but I think there was no numbers available, so he's allowed to wear whatever. When you see cuts, it's going to happen. He's going to have Nate Sudfeld's number. Soul Surfer, let's go. Good to see you, Mark. Good to see you in here, buddy. Welcome to the chat. All I know is a Ramsey to enter rebuild mode. You just never know, man, with that team. Mark, you would play a little bit better than Lions backup offensive this Saturday. I probably would. I probably would have played a little bit better. I could have blocked a couple guys at least. I felt for Teddy Two Gloves, man, and I felt for Nate. Even though I want Nate out of here, I felt for him, man. Those guys didn't have much time. So that was pretty bad. Zax, you want fentanyl? Oh, Jesus. He played multiple games in the NFL on his college and preseason footage. How many games has he played? How many games has he played in the NFL, though? I do remember him playing a couple games, but what are his stats? So let's see what his stats are. Let's see why he should be brought in over a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, Bryce Perkins stats.
According to Wikipedia, he completed 225 of 349 passes for 2,600.
Okay. 6'3", 214, big kid. 2022, he's started one game in the NFL. Involved in 5, 0-1 with a 55.9% completion percentage, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. That was 2022. And you're talking about 0 turnovers? So explain that, bro. Explain how he has 0 turnovers when it says he has 2 of them. He has 2 interceptions. 2. Now rushing. Attempts, 19, 90 yards. The kid can run. So, any fumbles? Let me see. Any fumbles? No fumbles, which is good. But 2 picks, 0 touchdowns. One touchdown. With a 55.9 completion percentage. He had, how many yards did this kid have? 161 yards. So he started against the Chiefs. Is that against the Chiefs? I thought you told me he had 0 turnovers. So that's not true. All I'm saying is I don't believe Antetta, and I better replace for cheaper with a higher ceiling. Yeah. Well, Brad Holmes thinks different, bro. So I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'm not really sure what to tell you. Like I think the whole point of the whole thing is that I hate this damn chair. The whole point of the whole conversation is I don't think anybody ever wants to see your backup in there, regardless. I don't want to see Teddy Bridgewater in there. I don't want to see Nate Sudfeld. I don't want to see Bryce Perkins playing over Jared Goff. It's just that simple. I don't want to see any of those guys, man. Hendon Hooker, not ready. Adrian Martinez, not the answer. We have Hendon Hooker getting healthier, more in tune each week as our quarterback. Don't forget, Goff, Teddy, Sudfeld, Hooker. Hooker's ready and Sud is gone. Hooker's not going to play it down, though, so don't expect him to even dress this year. I'll drop it, but don't need to call me names or say I'm on fentanyl. I'm not calling you any names, bro. It's just how I'm feeling. We're all supposed to be rooting for the same team, just trying to say what I would think would work. Yeah, hey man, everyone's got to. I just don't understand it. I just don't get how you think he's a big major upgrade because of one game. I just don't understand that. Because he's cheaper. I'm trying to talk to you like normally. I'm not saying you're on any kind of drug. I'm not calling you stupid. I just don't understand the reasoning behind it. Teddy Bridgewater is no superstar quarterback, but I trust him over a guy like Bryce Perkins. I trust him over a lot of these backups, majority of these backups in the NFL. So I just don't understand. I just don't understand where it's coming from. You're talking about one game, so it's weird to me. I'll go to Walmart. First person that makes eye contact with me gets to replace Sudfeld. That's it, bro. Teddy should not have played yet, in my opinion. I kind of agree. I think it was kind of crazy, man. He was getting hit or pressured every down, it seemed like. Another week in the playbook and practice, you have showcased his skills much better. And don't forget, there was a couple of drops, too. I think there was 2-3 drops that Teddy thrown. I don't think Teddy truly even wants to be a backup. How do you know? But how do you know that? What do you mean you don't think he wants to be a backup? Because it took him a while to sign? And I think he was trying to maybe find – I think what Teddy was trying to do was – well, why he didn't sign earlier was maybe he was trying to get someone to sign him as a starter. He waited. It never happened. So then he, decided that, okay, now I'm going to sign with a team. Anything could happen. Who cares if he doesn't really want to be a backup? Do you really think? I think there's a lot of backup quarterbacks in the NFL that don't want to be backups. They all want to start at one point. I know when I played football, baseball, basketball, hey, man, I fought my ass off, man, trying to be a starter. And most of the time it happened. I was a starter for majority of my, young little, fun career. Never made any money, obviously, but playing like as a kid and playing in high school, I never wanted to be a backup. So I played my ass off. I practiced my face off, man. So it's like, yeah, nobody wants to be a backup. That doesn't mean that he's not going to play good. So I don't know. I'm not concerned about him. Inside of Dallas says it all. They love Malcolm Rodriguez and Jack Campbell. Well, yeah, man. I think Malcolm Rodriguez could eventually take over for Anzalone, but Campbell, I think, is going to win a spot. I think it's Campbell, unless Derek Barnes is doing things that I don't know of, because I'm hearing mixed about Barnes and Campbell, that they're both playing great. They're both having their moments. So it's good. It's a good problem to have. No, Flaw Garden, what's up? Oh yeah, look at that. It's Cobra Stallone. No concern for Teddy. He just needed to get in and run a few series. He has feet wet with these guys on the roster who are churning for the bottom of the roster. Ted will be fine. Yeah, I'm not worried about Teddy ball game, buddy. Mark, you are spot on. Great insight. Thank you. Totally agree. Thank you, Mike Powell. Good, nice picture, bro. Like the picture. I'm going to the home opener to Seattle this year. I wanted to go there. Hopefully the Lions win. They can break the curse of losing streak on a little Ford Field so I can walk out. Yeah, man. I think they beat Seattle. That's fine. You just kind of sound kind of goofy on Pride 40. Who, me? No, okay, no, not me. At Ford Field with a win. Yeah, man. We're winning that game, bro. What up, though? Go Lions. What's up, brother? Gilmore's little brother was the best player to see in that game for me. He played well, Stephen Gilmore. He's a smaller dude, though. I didn't think he was that small. But he made a nice play. He made a nice recovery. Even on that big, long bomb, that 40, 45-yard long bomb that he let completed, he had great coverage. The ball just kind of fell in it was just perfectly placed ball. And then he came and he eventually got that interception off a tip from Tracy Walker, who should have caught it, but he was right there. And then he made a couple nice plays later on too, Gilmore. So I like him. I think he has a good shot to make this team. St. Brown's is something about possibly being back next week. I was worried when I heard he went down. I just hope he comes up at 100. I did like Coda and Drummond has been showing it up. Yeah, that Chase Coda kid, man, coming out of nowhere. Oregon Duck, playing good ball. Kid out of Eastern Michigan, Drummond. I think he needs to be a little more consistent. He's had a couple drops where he's been turning some heads, and St. Brown just needs to chill, man. We don't need to see him get hurt. He was solid, so was Thomas. Yep. Felt like Reynolds needed more of a break. He was getting hammered. Yeah, like I said, that O-line, man. That O-line wasn't helping out. Wasn't helping out Bridgewater, Sudfeld, Wasn't opening up no holes for the running backs. But it looks like Craig Reynolds has got that RB3 now that Justin Jackson retired. It looks like it's pretty one unless they give it to Benny Snell. That Snell somehow comes out on top, but who knows? I believe Coda won that last receiver spot. I think so too. He's playing well, man. I'm parched, man. I'm parched. Mark, do you think Chase Coda will make it? I think he will, man. I think he's gonna. All depends how many receivers they carry. Obviously, Amon-Ra, Reynolds, Marvin Jones Jr., Khalif. Those are your starting 4. And then if they carry 5, I think it's between Coda, Green, and Drummond. Coda seems to be the guy that's seems to be the guy that has looked more the part than Green and Drummond. But that's to be determined. That like who knows what happens there. I like the big body on Chase. Not the fastest guy, but he can move. They obviously trust him in a punt return situation. He made a couple moves, made a couple nice runs. He's got good hands. I don't see why he's not right now probably the leading candidate. Should be interesting with him, Green, and Drummond, though, to see what happens there. And then when J-Mo comes back, it's a whole other story. I think this loss is a good thing. It brings a hype a little more down to earth. Didn't we go undefeated in the preseason just before the Owens? Yes, we did. And losing's okay, man. Losing's okay in the preseason. It's just, winning and losing is fine. But good to see you have in here, Lions Roar 74. Some of these fans love it. Some of these fans take it to heart. Some of these fans don't care. Label me that I'm a guy that doesn't care about wins and losses in preseason. I want to see individuality stuff. Even though football is not an individual sport, it's more so in preseason because certain guys will stick out, certain guys don't, and you kind of know. And like Dan Campbell always says, we learned something today about a couple guys in this room. He's pretty transparent. He won't say the names usually, but I think we know who he's talking about, man. He's definitely talking about guys like Chase Coda, talking about guys like maybe Starling Thomas. So it's interesting. This will be my last comment. I feel like the same reason we want a hooker and we want Bryce Perkins. Just look how well Jamal ran with our O-line. Imagine how good a dual threat that could be. But I think, I think the way of the dual quarterback is the way to go. Hooker in the 3rd round, though, I think was an absolute steal. I think he was a first-round pick. He's just a guy that you're going to have a rehab for. And we have a good quarterback in Jared Goff. So we had the luxury of doing it. We had the luxury of drafting a quarterback that should have been first, even if 2nd round, who can do everything. He can throw, he can run. He's a smart quarterback. He's done it all in college. Should have won the Heisman if he wouldn't have got hurt. But, having a dual threat is good. That's why we got Hooker. I just don't – I'm just not feeling the Bryce Perkins thing. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I just don't think he's a better option than Teddy Bridgewater at this point. I can't base it off one game. And he's been involved in 5 games his whole career. So he's only started 1. So I'm not going to take a guy. I'm not going to drop a guy like Teddy Bridgewater over a guy that's only played 1 game that has started 1 game in his young career. It's just I think that'd be asinine. That's just my opinion, man. Just like you have an opinion, I have an opinion, and I don't think the Lions would do that. Now they're going to bring in a Bryce Perkins to fight for QB3. Sure, man. Okay, let's do that. Let's have him fight over with Nate, Adrian Martinez. If he's as good as you think he is, he should win it, right? But if he's still a free agent out there, why is he still a free agent? Why has nobody brought him in? I thought he was still on the Rams, to be honest with you. I didn't know. So we'll see what happens. I'm not worried about Bridgewater, and I don't think anybody should be, but that's okay. Basically, he took the ball away from him and ran it back. Yeah, man. That happens, man. that happens. He took it from him. Probably didn't see him. He probably didn't even see him, man. That it was such a fast play. I don't remember who the old lineman was that got beat. What lineman was that on the fumble, Sean? I don't remember. I don't remember, man. Probably came right up the middle, so I'm guessing it was someone like, was it Bobby Hart? Was it, I don't know, was it Piercebacher right away? The Piercebacher got hurt right away, didn't he? Or he's been hurt. I think it was was it Brad Cecil? Was it Brad Cecil? I don't even remember, dude. I don't remember. Bridgewater will be fine. He had no blocking whatsoever. Teddy literally did nothing good. He's been here for 3 days, man. Practice for 3-4 days. I don't know what you're worried about, man. Not worried about Sun God, dude. As tough as nails. My opinion, he shouldn't play in 3. He already proved himself. I know. He's one of those guys that I don't want playing either. Campbell said the fumble was due to O-lineman. It was. Every time Teddy or Nate dropped back, I actually think he seemed to have better protection, it looked like. It looked like he had better protection than Teddy. Every time Teddy touched the ball, he had guys surrounding him, so it was weird. Lions went 4-0 preseason, then went 0-16. Exactly. It doesn't mean nothing. This is why I want to just talk on the show, because there's no justifying it in comments. People just talk shit. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't have your email. I can't send you a link. People talk shit, bro, because your comments don't make any sense. I'm just trying to be real clear with you. You want to bring in a guy like Bryce Perkins because you saw him play well against the Kansas City Chiefs. So you think that he's better than Teddy Bridgewater, which is insane. I personally think that's insane to say something like that, because he's not, for one. He's not better than Teddy Bridgewater. It's just ridiculous to think so. Does he have the capability of maybe being better than Bridgewater? Maybe, but I don't even know how you would say that. Jags cheated. Lions should have won, and I'm ticked off about this game. Jags did not cheat, but that's okay. I did notice how disciplined this team is. I'm impressed. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of penalties, I felt like, unless I missed some of that. There were some drops that should have been completions for Teddy. Also, relax. Yeah, no, I think there was at least 2 or 3 drops. So, no, you're here for 3-4 days, man. You're practicing with the team for only 3-4 days. You're here for a week, whatever it is, 9 days. I don't expect a damn thing from Teddy Bridgewater. There goes the Orm happy leg. The world is shaking again, dude. Your mic set up in back of your chair going nuts. All the time, brother. All the time. I got the shaky legs, man, sometimes. Nate actually did better than Teddy, to be honest. Good for him. Kaminsky could be a starter on many teams. I think he could, too. I really think he could be a starter, man. I think he started a few games in Atlanta. And he started for us a couple of games, too. He's a great depth piece. By the stats and actually winning the game with scoring some. What's that? I don't get that. Think we are finally going to linebacker rigs look good also. I think we're getting depth, man. We're getting depth, Gary. I'm very impressed with that. Zach's man, you need to chill. You want to blame others, but it's your nonsensical comments, man. I get it. We all want to be GM and do our own thing, but making those same just little info, I don't know, man. Again, I gotta agree with you, bro. I don't know where the Bryce Perkins love fest comes from. I don't understand it, but whatever. Campbell did look good even with the green dot. Yeah, I think that's why he played more. You know what I mean? They wanted to see what he looked like out there, if he can handle the shit. I think he handled it quite self. Brought it on yourself. I know the old line was crap, but did you hear how Colby did? I didn't really. No. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm trying to think if I heard anything about Colby Sorsel. Haven't heard much. I don't know what it takes to impress you for a backup quarterback. Well, for me, it takes a guy that's been experienced, that's been in the NFL for a long period of time, that has won in games like Teddy done, has played in the postseason like Teddy has done, and is well respected. So, you know what I mean? That's kind of what it takes for me. Not a guy that played one game who looks like he could be something, but it's too small a window sample to make a judgment call on. Brad Holmes, I will guarantee you, is not going to drop Teddy Bridgewater for Bryce Perkins. But that's all I'm saying, man. It's not going to happen. I don't think you do understand it. I don't understand why you would try it. It doesn't make any sense. If you want to bring him in for a quarterback 3, man, or if you think he's going to push for quarterback 2, sure, bring him in. But you're not dropping Teddy Bridgewater and bringing him in. You're at least going to have him battle, man. Like, that's just pure craziness, dude. Nelson needs to go. Yes, he does. We need to find another swing tackle, guys. Does the fact Glasgow didn't play tell us something about his status and his battle with Big V? It might. It might be, but that he's already won the right guard spot. Yeah, I think a lot of guys that didn't play on Saturday are going to get major snaps, man, and or starting. So I think it means a lot. Yeah, Nelson's garbage, brother. I get it. He is. I think they're giving Campbell as much experience as possible for the season. Yeah, and I was okay with that too. I just don't want to see him get hurt. So yeah, I love illogical logic, vicious defense, don't you? So do I. I love it too. Zach, Leon, did you ever play football? You can be knowledgeable if you didn't play football, Brent. I know. I have I know a few guys, man. I know a few guys that didn't play football and are very knowledgeable at the sport. So yeah, just some are, some aren't. Mike M. I think Holmes either trades for another wide receiver, maybe gets lucky and finds someone on a cut day. We are just too thin. I don't know, man. I don't think we're that thin. I really don't think we're too thin. We got four good starters, and I think maybe they'll bring in a more seasoned guy because that wide receiver 5 and 6 are going to be young guys. So there is a possibility that they could bring in another guy. I just don't think it's as thin as people think, but that's just my opinion. To be honest, I don't know why we're talking about this Perkins. We have back quarterbacks at the NFL already. That's exactly Teddy Bridgewater, good to go. You put a guy in, man, that's been in the building for a week, has only physically practiced for like days. He's not gonna look that good out there, man. They probably only gave him a couple plays to throw, a couple drops. Didn't look great. I expected nothing from Teddy Bridgewater. I played football until high school. I just don't think Teddy was doing much of anything. He wasn't. He's here for a week. I don't know how much more that needs to be drilled into your brain. All I said, yeah, we got Teddy for cheap. I think so too. $3 million with a possible $5 million in bonuses. They'll probably only reach 3, is my guess. I don't know what the bonuses could. Yeah, I don't know what the bonuses are, to be honest. Snaps, playing time, if you even. I don't even know. Zach, do any job in the world for 3 days out of business and let me fire you after I expect 100 from you and you fail to deliver. Sigh. He's got a point. He's got a point there. Justin has a point. Or trade for a DT. They might need a DT. Broderick Martin didn't look that hot, man. But again, he's another guy who was kind of a project, even though he took him in the 3rd. He's a little bit of a project, man. But I do expect them to add to that defensive tackle room, the D-line room, even though I love the depth there. I don't know, is Christian Covington worth it? Is Levi good enough? Those guys kind of concern me a bit. D-line overall, no, happy with it. I just have high expectations for Teddy was all. I think we all do as a backup, but you're missing the point. He's been here for a week, bro. I think at the time the game was played, it was 9 days he was in the building. He only practiced with the ball team for 3 or 4 physical practices. So I don't know what you were expecting. And he was playing with guys that are going to be bagging your groceries in a week. So you have to look at it from that perspective. You can't just say, oh, he studied Bridgewater. He's been in the league for 9 years or 8 years or whatever. I expect him to be better. Of course you do, but you have to look at the big picture. You're not looking at the big picture. And I don't really think he deserves to get paid off. Paid off? Paid off that game? What? You don't think he deserves to get you don't think he deserves to get paid when the Lions just literally signed him? You don't think he deserves to get paid? What? And I don't think he deserves to get paid off that game. You think he should pay back the Lions? I don't get it, man. Come on, bro. What's up, bro? Liam Gaddy. I think Nelson Harris and Sudfeld should be bagging groceries. They will be. They will be. Goff MVP this year could happen with all the weapons. Wouldn't that be nice? It'd be great. Hey, man. I'd come on here and eat all kinds of crow if that happened, man. I've already voiced my problems with Jared Goff, but I'm starting to feel more and more comfortable as him as my quarterback. I really am. And I think that's okay. I wouldn't be against that. Jorge. Exactly. 44 watching and only 8 likes. What's up? People got to get those likes up. Only 41 in the building. That's okay. Zach's Ion drama. LOL. You're good, Mark. I think Teddy isn't what he used to be and is getting worse from what I've seen. I don't really know the answers. Just see him as another try as a backup. I think he's one of the better backups in the NFL. You know, he had a terrible run in Miami. That's no secret. But he was playing pretty good football in Denver the year prior. So I don't know, man. I just don't understand. I just don't see how there's nobody better at this time. Definitely can give Teddy another chance, but if you bring someone else in their system as well, I think they're done with that. But we'll see. This one might be a little bit of a hot take during that trade deadline. If the Rams are bad and the Lions are good, we might trade for Donald. But typing this sounds wild. That would be wild. I wonder what the cost would be. It'd be high. It'd be high to get a guy like that. That's a guy that's talked about retirement for the past 2 years, man. That's a guy that's talked about retirement for 2 years now. So who knows, right? But imagine that, though. Yikes. Teddy been here a week, was running for his life. O-line sucked, and 3 drops for sure. Yeah, I knew it was a few. I think he expects to be a starter personally. He's not starting here. I don't know where you said you think he expects to. Do you know the guy? Like that's where that question. Like if you think he expects it, where are you getting that information from? Nobody should have played with that O-line. That O-line was terrible. 4 drops, 2 by Benson. Yeah, Benson had a couple drops as well. I've not liked the way they have addressed the receiver role. Hey, man. I think they've addressed it fine. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a legitimate number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. He just doesn't have that size and speed, but he does everything you want. He's legitimate. Jameson was supposed to be a big part of this offense. You know, unfortunately, he's not. You got good role players like Marvin Jones, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond. I don't know what the issue is there, bro. Like how many number 1 wide receivers you guys want, man? Because if the Jameson thing worked out, so far it hasn't, he could be a 1B. At worst, a number 2. This guy, you know, even though it's rules, I think it's a dumb rule, but it's still a rule. It's not working out with JMO right now. I'm not ready to call him a bust. I'm not going to say that he should be traded, cut, released, whatever the hell, waive him. I don't want any of that, man. But so far, it hasn't worked out for him. They've tried. They've brought in some guys. I think it's going to work out in the end. I just don't know. I just don't know what guys like. What do you want them to do, bro? Like they're bringing in. There's players here. Chase Cota is showing up as an undrafted guy. Antoine Green, Dylan Drummond. Like, I don't really know. You can't have 3 number ones, man. This isn't Madden. So I don't understand why everyone's on Brad Holmes about this wide receiver core. If this crap didn't happen with J-Mo, we'd be talking about J-Mo playing week 1 and being a force in this offense. I want him to work out. I'm just saying it's not hate at all. I'm not saying you hate him. I just don't. You can't gauge a guy when he's just been here a week. It doesn't matter how long he's been in the NFL. He's been here a week. He's practiced for a couple days, man, 3-4 days. You got to give the guy a chance. And I hope to God we never see a guy like Teddy Bridgewater even playing. And that goes for any backup quarterback in the NFL today. I don't want to see the backup quarterback playing. That's bad for everybody. Leaders at quarterback make you want to block harder and play harder. That's why we have Jared Goff. That's why Jared Goff is the leader of this team, who's well respected by everybody in that locker room. So it seems. So he's a silent leader. He's not a guy that's vocal. He doesn't get in people's faces. But he's been playing well, and they respect him. So I like it. I just to see Teddy showing up, showing leadership that game, in my opinion. Like I said, he's been here a week, man. I don't know how many times you got to be told. You keep repeating yourself over and over again. Teddy said himself he embraces the role of being a mentor. Yeah, he wants to mentor guys like J-Mo. He wants to mentor the young wideouts. He wants to pick Jared Goff's brain, help Hooker. So that's good. That's good hearing stuff from him like that. I don't understand why he doesn't want to be here. He doesn't want to be a backup. I think that's horseshit talk. Or they trade for a good wide receiver and a good team. Keep in mind, Brad Holmes is not afraid to wheel and deal. Yeah, if the J-Mo thing don't work out, I guess they could, but they'd have to do it before weeks. What, he comes back, week 7, week 8? Trade deadline's done by then. So if you're going to do it, you better do it soon. I like our linebacker group, bro. I think our linebacking core is sick, too, as well. It's like we haven't said that in a while. We've talked about this linebacking core as being one of the weakest units, not only on the Detroit team, but in the NFL. The guys like Anzalone has played better. Barnes looks like he's stepping up. Malcolm with a nice year 1 as a 6th-rounder. Jack Campbell, I think, is going to be a baller. My God, hopefully you want a backup quarterback that wants to start. That's what I mean. That's what you kind of want. Rumor well said Teddy Two Gloves is a wide receiver whisperer, added bonus. He is indeed. He is needed. I did hear that too, that he's a guy that likes to, he likes to take out his wide receivers. He likes to have breakfast with them. He likes to pick their brains. He's a mentor, man. I like that. If Branch becomes that dude, it's going to haunt the Packers. And I think he is that dude, bro. I went to game 2 expecting the offense to be better with Teddy. It's just what I was thinking since watching that discussion. Hopefully Teddy works out. Well, if you thought he was going to be good, man, being in the room for 3 days, bro, I don't know what to tell you. And then you've been misled. I couldn't see anybody coming in, man. I couldn't see anybody coming in being good after 3 days of practice, man. That means you're competitive. I busted my ass in high school. 2 start was pretty good safety. Love it, man. That's what you want, man. You don't ever want to be just a bench warmer, right? Perry Ball, I'm worried about the injuries and O-line backup. I'm very, very concerned. Not worried. I'll use the word concerned about the depth on the O-line. I think the injuries are all going to be okay. Nobody really of significant value that's hurt, in my opinion. But guys are getting hurt. Guys are getting released. Eventually, it's all going to work out in the end, man. It's all going to work out in the end, and I don't think we should worry about it too much. Perkins is a very exciting dual threat quarterback. Great highlights that you use in Virginia. Yeah, there must be a reason why we have Teddy instead of Perkins. Oh, trust the staff. Yeah, I'm not saying Perkins is some schlub. Obviously, he's been in the NFL. He is a free agent right now. Why? I don't know. Maybe he's another guy that is looking for something different, or teams don't like him. I don't know. I don't really know, man. But McVay's offense is no joke. You know, they trusted him enough to play him for a game. Got involved in a couple other games too as well. So, you know, good luck to Bryce Perkins. I just don't see him coming here. Enough of the backup quarterback. If we get that, we're in trouble. Could we be available before the year's out? Yeah, I think we've been talking about this backup quarterback situation for too long. I think it's absolutely ludicrous. LM. Hey, Mark, I saw Perkins play Rams do a quarterback. He's a good runner. He is a very good runner. Has the potential, but didn't take advantage of the opportunity he had. Yeah, man. It happens, man. He's a free agent. I don't know much about him, really. I don't know much about him. I'm not going to say he's this garbage quarterback. So I don't think he is, but I'm going to be honest. I don't know a lot. And I think Teddy Bridgewater gives us a better advantage. That's all. Like, look at the Bengals receiving core. Look at ours. I think we should have re-signed Chark. They tried to re-sign Chark. He wanted to go elsewhere, bro. He wanted to go elsewhere. They tried to give him money. They offered him a deal. You know, not everybody's going to have 3 number ones wide receivers, bro. Like, that is unfair to say, look at the Bengals receiving core. Well, they got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd's a number 2, basically, but who has flashed hard, has flashed really good. And that's unfair. I really think that's unfair. Chark is Marvin Jones Jr., except Jones is a little bit is slower, obviously, and older. But I think they're basically the same type of guy with the same type of production. You know, I don't think you're not going to have the Bengals wide receiving core, man. That's very unfair. Yeah, Coda reminds me of young Cooper Kupp. You know who he kind of reminds me of? Coda. He reminds me of a little bit of Adam Thielen. Kind of brings me that Adam Thielen vibe. You know, decent speed, good hands, good route running. Looks like he could be a sneaky get, man. Hopefully we can find a couple good old lineman backups after cut day. And I think we will. What's up, Zach J? How's it going, bro? I didn't know we had Happy Gilmore as our player for the Lions. Happy Gilmore in the building, brother. Yeah, our whole backup line could be revamped. Hopefully pick up guys from 53-man roster cuts, and I think we will. You know, I do like Awosika as a guard. That's kind of a guard option, tackle option. It's kind of interesting what that is. I think he's a Mollett kid that played really well in the XFL at center. Could he be a guy that comes in and maybe pushes Brad Cecil, you know, undrafted free agent rookie? So let's kind of see what happens there. But the depth is a little bit worrisome. A little bit worrisome. More concerned than I am worried, but yeah. Cooper Kupp comparison, that would be great. LOL. I think he kind of Coda kind of reminds me a bit of Thielen, like I said. Yeah. And Coda returned kicks. He did Saturday he returned a nice punt. He had a nice punt. He's probably going to have to play some special teams, obviously, to be on his team. And I think they want to get a look at him. I don't know if he did it much at Oregon, though. I don't know if he did it all. It's actually reaching, good Lord. Amon Ra is closer to Kupp. Yeah, those two are very similar. Perry Ball didn't see Coda's return this weekend. It was nice. Yeah, it was nice. It was a nice return. Made a nice cut. Big broke a tackle. Broke it to the outside. Looked like he had a little bit of speed there. I don't think he's really known for his speed. I could be wrong. I want to see the team gel and players slowly get into shape and get back to form. Yeah, man. Don't get too caught up in that preseason game, bro. Don't get too caught out in that preseason game. Can we cut Nate Sudfeld? I mean, he's getting cut. Yeah, Bryce Perkins is not beating out Hendon Hooker. That's a fact. But I think that's what you're talking about. If Perkins was all that, thinks Rams will let him go. No, I don't. I haven't gone to Walmart to find Subway's replacement yet. Just walk out the door, man. You're going to find Subway's replacement. It's all about who you know. Teddy knows Dan and G. Perkins knows Zach. Yeah, man. I'm not really too concerned about this backup quarterback talk. Cecil on the fumble, not good. Let's get a look at Alex Mott or Mollett, whatever his name is. Take a look at him maybe this week. If we rely on third-string quarterbacks, we're screwed for the season. I don't think it's about relying on anybody. Just, I think we'll I don't know why we're talking about so much. Sorsdahl had a bad game. Okay. I think that whole line did, bro, right? To be honest, they want Hooker to be pocket passer first. They love that he has a dual threat pocket, but he has that kind of talent. See, I don't like that talk right there. If they're saying they want him to be a pocket, but I get that, but I hope they don't change his game. Don't change his game, man, because that could really screw him up. And I'm not saying, he needs to think about the run first, but don't say, well, we need you to be this guy first. Like, don't F with a kid's game. I think that's recipe for disaster. But yeah, man, like you want your guy to kind of be a passer first because you don't want him running all the time. You don't want him to get hurt. But yeah, preseason is 100% about the coaches evaluating players to fill the last spots on the roster. Anyone who wants more than that doesn't understand how pro football is played in 2023. Exactly. We're taking a good look at evaluating players, man. That's it. And thanks for coming to chat, Lion Eyes. Thank you. Thanks, Liam. Lions rebroadcast on NFL Network is 1 on Monday. Oh, okay. Absolutely. Jorge doesn't expect him to drop the Lamar Jackson type. Yeah. We all know that a backup O-line is trash. With only being here for like 4 days, what quarterback don't perform well behind them? Answer, nobody. Frog Crop in the building. What's going on, my friend? How you doing? I like it. I don't mean to troll or talk shit about Lions. I'm just giving one thing for conversation. When people attack me, it turns that was way quickly. Sorry. Don't need to apologize, bro. Nobody should be calling anybody names anyways. I just don't understand. I just don't understand the Perkins thing, but that's just me. It's all good, bro. Let's stop. We're going to stop talking about it. I understand why they like Charles Harris so much. He's starting. He's going to be starting, bro. He's starting opposite Hutch. They like the way he's playing Sam linebacker in practice. He's kind of learning that on the fly. I think he's a better option right now than James Houston because I think he's an overall better player. Now, James Houston is obviously a better pass rusher. He could be the best pass rusher on the team. He really could. He honestly could. But his overall game is not that good. It's not. And that's no hate on him. It's just he's kind of a pass rush specialist. That's what he is. Gets into the backfield, pressure the quarterback, sack the quarterback, make the quarterback hurries. Just chaos, man, causing disruption. You don't want him. He did have a couple of nice plays dropping back. He did a little more than what we expected. I was impressed with the way James Houston played. He played a lot of football on Saturday too. I don't think he's in any way on the bubble, but he did play a lot because I think they want to see him doing different things. But I think in the long run, he's going to be a guy that's going to be coming in on certain situations. I just think that's what his game is right now until he learns to be an overall better player. That means playing the run, dropping back into coverage, figuring things out, not just being a guy that pins his ears back and goes after the quarterback, because you can last a long time in the NFL if that's what your game is, but you're not going to be a main priority on defense. You're going to be a specialist. Case in point, Yannick Ngakoue. Look at that guy. That guy's playing on how many teams now? He's a hell of a pass rusher, but he can't do anything else. That's who I kind of comp him to. I really do, man. Like when you're playing against the Chicago Bears this year, he's in there. If they don't run at him, then that's a problem. You're going to pass when he's on the field. You can't fear him to death. He's not Lawrence Taylor, but that's what his specialty is, getting to the quarterback, causing problems, right? So a guy like Charles Harris, I think he does a little bit more. He can play the run. He can drop back into coverage a little bit now. He's learning how to play the linebacker spot. He can get to the quarterback. I don't think there's a lot of better options out there, man. Not on this team. Not on this team right now. Hey, James Holofield, thanks for coming in. Rams dropped Perkins, and he's a free agent. March, and all the teams picked him up yet. Why is that? It's the $1 million question. Well, it's the $1 million question. It's not a love fest. I just want to have a backup I can trust. I don't trust them after watching it personally. Basically, did hand that D lineman the ball. Yeah, and basically, you still don't get it. The offensive line's trash. he didn't ever had a chance, man. That's why I don't really know. I don't really know what to tell you, bro. I think what impressed me about a backup quarterback is the one that never plays. Let the rookies develop, hopefully develop over the course of the season like Kirby and Houston did last year. Yeah. I don't even think we would have seen Kirby in games if Tracy didn't go down. You know, and Houston finally got the call up, man. Took way too long on that, too. Teddy made the offense go backwards on Sunday. Oh, Jesus Christ. Teddy played against 2-team Jags. Sunfeld was playing against the 3s and 3 and 4s. Okay. Thank you, Liam Gaddy. You're saying someone isn't reliable or good because they had Stafford on Goff playing in front of them and are very young. You're saying someone isn't reliable or good because they had Stafford and Goff playing in front of them and are very young. I'm saying that? Okay. Teddy can't stay on a team for a reason. Yeah, it looks like Bryce Perkins is doing that same thing, bro. It looks like he's doing the same thing. He's going to be on a different team. How many teams do you think that guy's going to be on, man, in his course of his career? You know what I mean? Teddy Bridgewater, at least is a pretty damn good backup in the NFL. It's what you took from the game on Sunday. What was Teddy was a problem, then you need to go back and watch it. Exactly. This is with comments like this. This is why you get attacked. Now I don't condone people calling you names, but that's why you get attacked. Glasgow can play right guard and center. I think he's won the right guard spot. To be honest, Perry, I think he has. I didn't even say anything that's ridiculous. It's just get blown up proportion because you clearly see Teddy that didn't look good at all. That's literally my only point. I found a guy who made sense. Bryce Perkins, A, doesn't make sense. B, you just don't like Teddy Bridgewater. You don't think he's a good player, and that's fine. And you can say that all you want, but he's proven that he's a pretty damn good backup in the NFL. Bryce Perkins has proved squat. But you think that he can be a good player because you like the way he plays football. You don't have any proof of it, though. You don't have proof. There's no proof that Bryce Perkins is a better ball player than Teddy Bridgewater. There's zero. There's zero proof behind what you're saying. Okay. Your point is you found a guy who made sense. How does he? This is crazy, man. J-Mo good to go too. J-Mo only playing for a while, bro. I'm worried about the receivers because there's no deep threat really. And Jeff Brisson can you say that Marvin Jones has had a bad camp? Yeah, Jones hasn't really done much. Khalif can go deep though. You know, Amon-Ra says he can go deep. I think they've tried it in camp a little bit. It's been successful from what I'm hearing. Raymond's kind of sneaky fast. I mean Reynolds. You know, guys like Mims was supposed to be the guy that could run. Fortunately, it didn't happen, but I think he's back on the team now, but he's going to be, I think, waived an injury settlement, so he'll be another free agent. You know, I don't know about guys like Chase Cota, Dylan Drummond. There's no real big deep threats, but you can still run an offense, man, with these guys, bro. Didn't Zach's turned down an opportunity to see our quarterback coach a few years ago, and he had to settle for Mark Brunell. A few years ago, we had to settle for Mark Brunell. I think Mark Brunell was a good hire. We are stacked almost everywhere. I could see us making trades and make our team even stronger, like what the Rams did in 2021. It'd be nice, man. It'd be nice if we're finally in that position where we can trade for somebody to help the team and still be good. I really have some concerns for the RB3 spot. Montgomery gets dinged. Gibbs isn't that kind of replacement. It's Craig Reynolds right now. Maybe Benny Snell will be the number 4. I think they still need to get rid of Kabinda. I think he's absolutely friggin' useless. So, yeah. Teddy is here just in case Goff goes down. Absolutely. That's not that cheap for a quarterback on the decline is what I'm thinking about. Yeah, 3 to 5 million ain't bad, bro. Brad was on the staff that brought Perkins in as unrestricted free agent, ultimately moved in the practice squad. Brad knows who he is. And bring in more money if Teddy don't work out. He's not making a ton of money, bro. He's not making a ton of money. He's a good, reliable backup that you hopefully don't want to play, and I can say that about every backup in the NFL. There's not a backup that I would want to see play for my team. I can't even think of somebody. I can't even think of a backup that I would want to see over my starter. So, but we have a good, reliable backup, I think, that can come in and hopefully doesn't have to play more than 2-3 games, man, if it happens. Randall Shaw, exactly. I hope he'll be ready next year. Yeah, I think he's coming in next year. 2023, he's going to learn and heal. Honestly, we'll just have to see what happens with him, and nobody knows. On his performance so far, I don't think he deserved $5 million a year. It's $3 million. It's $3 million, and he was here for. I'm sick of repeating it, bro. I'm sick of repeating it, man. He's been here for a fucking week, dude. Like, come on, man. His performance so far, I don't think he deserves. Jesus Christ, man. Come on, dude. Drop it now. $10.5 million is a steal, or he could be $10 million plus. I don't want that either. Peter Van Laarhoven. During draft time, I kept saying we need to get John Michael Schmitz. This is going to be an issue, guys. It could be. It could be an issue. You never know, man. Hopefully not, but it could be, man. Smoking dope is back. You're trying to look at the bottom of another beer can. Steve Feely, we should have took. But we didn't. We didn't take any of those guys you guys are talking about. Avila, we should have took John Michael Schmitz. I get it, guys. But we didn't. We got to talk about what we have currently on the team. You know, let's bring in Baker Mayfield. Yeah, well, why not? Teddy wants to mentor the young receiver and wants to help Cmon. I love that. I think that's great. Peter, you realize that Frank the Tank is a top 5 center, right? I think he's just talking about, he does play guard and center. And Frank is known to get hurt, man, the last couple of years. It'd be nice if he doesn't get hurt and you get you bring a guy like Michael Schmitz. I get it. He can play both positions. I'm saying he held on a contract because he wanted to be a starter. So what? You even said it. I'm sorry the comment come out when they do. Yeah, I think every backup wants to be a starter. That's just common sense. Bake might be for the starter for the Bucks. Yeah. Good luck, Mike Evans. And who's the other guy over there? Who's the other Godwin? Good luck to those guys, man. Good luck. Jorge, no man. We have to bring in Tim Tebow. Bring him in. I can see one of the Aquarbas being traded for receiver or an offensive lineman. Maybe. 1 pride 40. If Frank can't go, we are screwed. He is playing though. He's not hurt right now, so we need O-line or D-line help more than a wide receiver. I think so too. I think we need more O-line help than any of it, but D-line help as well. Receiver, I believe, is on the bottom of the list. Maybe they bring in another guy. I hope they go after some type of. I know they brought in another safety. Why they did that? Somebody must have got hurt, but they brought in Scott Nelson. So who knows? Schmitz can play multiple positions. He's now a New York Giant, and he's a good one. It was a good pick by them. The Giants had a good draft, man. I'd rather have an injured Hendon Hooker from Ersey Kobe 3 than a healthy Sudfeld. Me too. If worrying about Teddy wasn't a little on your mind after that game, I really don't know. Definitely trying to have friendly discussion. I have zero worries about Teddy Bridgewater in that performance. He performed with guys that are going to be bagging groceries, bro. He wasn't playing with Amon-Ra. He wasn't playing with health. He wasn't playing with 5 starters on the O-line. He wasn't playing with the starting running backs, O-line, wide receivers, tight ends. None of those guys, bro. If he did it with the ones or even the twos, I'd be concerned. I wouldn't be concerned because he's been here a week. So you being concerned is a little bit weird to me about that. That is bizarre behavior. To me, it is, man. Because he's not even doing it with the top guys. He's doing it with scrubs, man. And I hate saying that, but he's doing it with scrubs. He's doing it with guys that are not even going to be playing on this football team in a week and a half that could be possibly out of the NFL. So I don't know. The concern, I don't get it. We have more pressing issue than a lousy backup quarterback and two Goff as a fortress in front of him. Exactly. Don't forget we have Gibbs, a pass catcher, and Laporta. Yeah, that's great too, man. That's the thing. Goff has weapons, right? Wayne Shirk, thanks for coming in. Goff has weapons. It's not like he's got like two wide receivers and like nobodies. I think he's got a nice wide receiver core. Really nice, especially if J-Mo hits. And then you got a tight end, two tight ends. Brock Wright can catch. Laporta is a receiving guy. Gibbs, Montgomery. Like all those guys can catch the football. So excuses for Goff, man, they are not true. J-Mo is cheap. He's a rookie. We keep him in the first 5. My God, speed kills. Yeah, I don't think J-Mo's not going anywhere. The main thing we need to fix is the backup O-line, but other than that, we are set. That's my main concern, Randall, is the O-line. They wanted to see if Teddy was good enough to be a backup, I feel. Well, he is the backup. He is going to be the backup quarterback here. He is better than Nate Sudfeld. That, not only that is that a fact, that's reality. It's realism. It's as real as it gets, bro. He probably shouldn't have played. I don't even know why they played. I don't think they want to see if he can play still. Like, you have tape on him. They've been trying to go after him for months, since like April. I think they know what they're getting him. So I don't really see that as a they need to see if he's a backup. He is the backup. Unless it just turns into a disaster and somehow they cut him for some dumb reason, then that's odd to me, but he's the backup, man. Gibbs looked good too, and he secured a spot too. Yeah, Gibbs is going nowhere. Didn't even play game 2. The lines are where things matter, period. In the trenches, baby. Well, if Goff goes out, your next guy up is your leader. Yeah, man. And he's a better option than Bryce Perkins or Nate Sudfeld or Adrian Martinez. That's it, man. And the whole point is nobody wants to see Teddy Bridgewater playing in an NFL game. I know I don't, because I don't want Goff to go down, but I'd rather him be in there than Nate Sudfeld or Bryce Perkins. And that's a fact. So now, Teddy Bridgewater has always been known as not that guy that's been a raw guy. He's very docile. Look at Goff. Goff's the same. Stafford was the same guy. They all were kind of just docile, right? They didn't really they weren't like raw guys. So Teddy Bridgewater is a guy that people trust, people respect. Go read articles on Teddy Bridgewater and what he does for his teammates, on what he does for his wide receivers, what he does for his quarterback room. He's a guy that a lot of players go to. And he wants everybody to be better than what they are in that room. He takes his wide receivers out for dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever he needs to do. He gets together with them prior to game day to go over reads and schemes and game day tactics. That's the kind of guy I want as a leader, bro. You know, he doesn't have to be a guy that's running around like a freaking lunatic like Phillip Rivers is, yelling at everybody back and forth. Teddy Bridgewater is one of the better backup quarterbacks in this fucking league, man. And I'm not understanding it. This draft class, Michael Dunn, is one of the best in history. I love this draft class. I think we've got a really solid draft class. Gears Goff, otherwise it's that simple. It's just that simple. Gibbs and David can catch. We have tight end that can play wide receiver. I'm not sure about the tight end that can play wide receiver. Laporta, stretching it a bit, but I do like him. I hope we can get Jonah Jackson signed to extension. Last I heard they were working on it. So, yeah, no one disagreeing with you, Peter. I don't know what Peter said. Yeah, Peter. That's what you said. They do matter. Why do people underrate Sun God? Why do people underrate the Sun God? He is a number one wide receiver. I think people underrate him, bro, because he's not 6'4", 225 pounds. He's disrespected, I think. And I think he's a top 12 wide receiver, top 13. He's one of the best in the game, man. He's one of the best, and we should be glad to have him. Laporta, Gibbs will make our receiving core better. Raymond is great too. Yeah, and don't forget about Josh Reynolds, man. I think he's solid as they come. We had the D-line coach from Jacksonville with Saxonville, and we got more sacks on them. I think we're going to be a team that gets a lot of sacks, bro. A lot of sacks. Seems like this whole preseason just raised starting O-line salary prices. You know what I'm talking about, Detroit fan, man? Good to see him there. No Zax, he left, went to Carolina. That's right. Oh, yeah, that's right, man. Yeah, everyone says he's my doppelganger. Says he looks like me. That's what Micro Mike used to always say. Yeah, that you reminded. That's right. Yeah, that's right. He went to Carolina. What the hell was his name again? I'm kind of laughing at the Packers for doing that. It's great. It's okay to be critical, bro, but I think you're pushing this quarterback thing a little bit too far, man. All this Teddy talking for what, man? I don't know, Mike M. Keeps getting brought up. I like to go through everybody's comments, so it's kind of my bad. Depth on the O-line, yikes. I like that emoji there, Jorge. It's a yikes for me. I know we could add another piece of Teddy doesn't work out. That's the reason for the conversation. I'm not talking about him no more. Chark injured too much. Well, I think he got hurt too, man. I think he just had cleanup on his ankle, didn't he? Did he get hurt again in Carolina? So who knows, man? But a woo from Hatters helps 7-10. Bergen's in Hub Cup. That's very difficult for him. But yeah. Why does there have to be a Hank Fraley name coaches in the NFL? Life isn't confusing enough without that being a thing. Hank Fraley, Frank Haley. That's a tough one, brother. On a quarterback situation, right? Put it this way: Jared Goff has to play out. Bottom line, I think he will have a great year, Jorge. I think he will. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he needs to have the exact same type of year he had this year, and or better. Why he hasn't been re-extended might be telling us that they're looking for him to do that, but we'll see. I think Hooker could be in the plans, but that's a whole other story, bro. Chark was expensive. I like Marvin Glasgow and Reeves Maben. I do love the Reeves Maben coming back. I think good special teamer, good linebacker in coverage. Doesn't play a lot of snaps, but is a gamer. That's why the Packers are also going to regret passing on Brands. I think a lot of teams are, bro. Telling you right now, a lot of teams. Looks like Thielen in his prime speed. I'll take a Thielen in his prime. I'm way behind, guys. Yeah, quarterback has to play, but if you don't want a season be over, Goff takes money and needs to miss us some games. We just got to hope Goff don't get hurt, just like every 31 other teams don't, too. Cole reminds me of Cup because of his fans and route running. His hands, you mean? Yeah, okay, his hands. I don't know anymore. You just need to watch how you word things in here and get attacked. Sometimes I think you bring it on yourself, bro. I think Lions office will be okay right where we're at. Brad will not spend or trade now for the big-time speeder. I'm way behind. Perkins is a lot like Hooker until he gets back. Was weighing on my thought process. Can try different things. Branch decides to smoke Cole Bleasing. The coaching staff, okay, we've seen enough. You're a starter. Pulled him pretty quick after that, it seemed like, hey? What's going on, James Hollifield? I've been doing this for an hour and 28 minutes now, guys. I am almost done. Romeo, do you think Harris can return to form? I think he can be good enough. I think he can be good enough. What, Charles Harris is a stud? I don't think he's a stud. Don't think he's a stud, but I think he's playing. I think he's the better option we have. Pascal needs to maybe take over, but Pascal's not dropping back into coverage. Charles Harris would be a beast. Write it down. I hope so. I think he's a really good ball player. I know expert for Pascal, Commissioner Houston. Everyone should thrive with these additions. We got a good team, guys. We have a really good team. Houston is a pure pass rusher, exactly, and that's okay. Comiskey and Houston look great. Pascal look good. I agree. I consider trading Romeo and Big V to get some cap space as well. I don't think we can afford to trade any potential starter on the O-line, though. That's one thing I disagree with there. I think our O-line's a situation, especially if guys go down. So I'm not all for trading Romeo. I'm not all trading for Big V. Romeo, maybe. I don't know. But he's a pass rusher, too. I don't know if he gets better in run D starting next to Hutch. I just don't. I think he's one-dimensional. I want to open up some money for Jarvis Landry and or Troy Hill. Troy Hill's a good ball player. Landry's older, but he's always been a pretty good route runner. Always got those big yards, big games. A little older, though. Apparently, this is a Zax and Orm show tonight. Houston is Charles Harris. A youth from now. He needs to learn. He's developmental. Yeah. I just think Houston's going to be that guy, man. I don't know if he's ever going to get it, if he's ever going to fully get it. And that should be okay. Like, he's just going to be a guy that's going to rush the passer. What's wrong with that? What do you think a good year would be for Pascal? I don't know. I want to see him get, I want to see about 30, 40 tackles, at least 4 or 5 sacks, cause some disruption in the backfield, make some plays. You don't got to be a sack guy, and I don't think he's ever going to be a sack guy, but I just want him to be disruptive because he was a hell of a run stuffer in college. We need to see it now. Put the reason to talk. And we can tell without Cmon, who's our deep threat. Khalif Raymond, maybe Josh Reynolds a little bit. There's a couple guys I can go deep. Amon-Ra is capable. There he goes, Zach's down for that, especially Landry. I don't mind the Landry talk. That's what dropping Teddy can get you. They're not dropping him. No one cares about a backup quarterback. Someone thought he looked good. Bryce Perkins is doing the same thing. I died. There's one. It's true, though. What's he doing? What's Bryce Perkins doing? Squat. There's one quarterback on multiple O-line. We have some guys who can come in. I don't know, man. I don't know what this O-line depth worries me. But it sounds like you like him. He's just going downhill. I don't believe that. I just think he had a bad year in Miami. He was playing good football 2021, man. That's only 2 years ago. He was playing pretty decent for the Broncos. He was. It wasn't lighting up the scoreboard or anything, but he's a backup, right? Oh, yeah. Last year he was terrible. Khalif was a shorty and Cmon was super small in person. Yeah, they both can fly, though. Maybe Jones gets cut. I don't see it. I think he's going to be a part of this offense. I don't think he's going to be a major part. I think he's wide receiver 4, to be honest. I think Khalif has jumped him. I think Khalif is number 3 option here. He could be even number 2, man. He might. You just never know. But I think it's going to be obviously Amon-Ra. You're going to see some Josh Reynolds, and you're going to see a lot of Khalif, Gibbs, Laporta. So yeah. Well, first of all, let's release Teddy Bridgewater, guaranteed money, pick up Perkins. Yeah, we're not doing that. Yeah, there's no cap penalty, but he's still paying $6 million for nothing. You can't guarantee Bridgewater stays until he proves it. He's not going nowhere. I understand why we're spending so much time talking about it. There's zero chance of happening. To keep Nate Sullivan, then it would be cheaper. That's crazy. Come on. Yeah, we're not. You can guarantee anything in the NFL. You're blind and deaf. We know exactly what you're thinking about. Just stop. Well, there would be running backs we can pick up out there. I think there's going to be a lot of guys, man. Running backs, O-linemen. They need to heavily look at the O-linemen, bro. Especially that swing tackle. Swing tackle scares me on this team. Please, I don't want to see another year of Matt Nelson on this team, man. 30 Bridge Ponder, number 5 rated backup quarterback I heard the other day. Number 5 rated backup quarterback. That's not bad. Out of 32 teams, I'll take it. Backup. Yeah. Well, we don't know. Nobody knows who's going to get cut. Nobody's going to know who's going to get cut, but they could be looking. There's a lot to be excited about this team. I can't tell you how excited I am. A couple new people in there. I'd like a trade for Mike Evans, Frogbark. He's in the headlines wanting consistency at QB1, and he's not going to get it in Tampa Bay. Oof, Mike Evans, eh? That'd be something else. That'd be something else, man. There's your number 1 wide receiver, number 1B. Him and Amon-Ra, 1A and 1B right there. Bang. You want to do something like that, though? They do something like that. That tells me they're giving up on Cmon, though. That would kind of tell me that. But hey, it's a cruel world out there, and it's cutthroat. but I don't see him doing that. I do love me some Mike Evans, though. Tara Lockwood, what's going on, Tara? How you doing? Is there anyone in position on this team that can do what Kabinda does? Someone who can catch the ball when needed. Kabinda's got terrible hands, Tara. He really does. I've already seen 2 drops from him this preseason, 2 right in his hands. I've been screaming for them to get rid of J.C. Kabinda for a couple of years now. Now, I don't hate J.C. Kabinda as a person, but I don't think he brings much to this team. He plays some special teams, okay. He's got that grit. He's a reserve linebacker, played linebacker at Penn State. I personally think he's just a roster eater. He's just filling up a roster. But I'm not a coach. I'm not a player. I'm not a head office guy. These guys know way more than me. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion on Kabinda. I don't understand why this team likes him so much. He must be doing things. He must be a leader. Must be doing things behind the scenes that we don't see. It's kind of like the Will Harris thing for me. Why is he still on the team? He's terrible, but he's versatile. He plays a little special teams. That's good enough? Okay. So I don't hate Kabinda, but I just think he's a guy that maybe could hit the bricks. I'm not really concerned about Teddy till he plays. We don't want him to play. Would you trade J-Mo for Evans? Oof. Wow. That's a big You're getting consistency out of Evans, man. You're getting consistency out of the big fella right there. That's a question that I'm not going to answer right now. Mitchell has been playing good, man. There's your tight end 3. Another guy that can catch the football. There's another guy that can catch the football. He could possibly even outwork Brock Wright for tight end 2. He could. If Teddy would have been behind our starting line, we would have carved up the Jags. Fact, I think so too. Nobody started, bro. It was nobody starting. It was nobody starting on that offense. That's from the Hogs to the weapons to the running backs to the everybody. You know what I mean? So I'm sure he would have had a better game. He just still needs to learn the playbook. How old is Evans? Like 30-something? Yeah, Mike Evans is up there, man. So it'd be a tough sell. How old is Mike Evans, football player? 30.
Mike Evans is 29 years old.
Just turned 30. Just 30 years old right there. August 21st. So, you know what I mean? He's literally turning 30 tomorrow. He's turning 30 tomorrow. It's the 20th, right? Hey, happy birthday, Mike Evans. Happy birthday, bro. He's 29 right now, but he's going to be 30 tomorrow. Nice question, Frogbark. I like it. So far, so good for Levi O. Would be great out of depth of the D-line. He's had some moments. I'm just glad he's healthy, man. I'm glad he's healthy, Mike. First of all, the only leader here is Dan Campbell. Got to be Jared Goff too, bro. Got to get in there a little bit. Almon Ra. They played him so he could kick the rust off. He's had no camp. Exactly. Exit 8. I still think it was a little risky putting him behind that goddamn makeshift old line. A little dangerous there. But he came out unscathed. All good. Campbell knows Bridgewater and wanted him on board. Good enough for me. Exactly. He's known him since the Saints days. I would trade draft capital for Evans, maybe depending on his contract and age. I think he has at least one more good year in him. Yeah, he hasn't really slowed down. He's one of those guys that does not slow down, right? Do you think Teddy could be a coach for us after his playing days? I don't know. I don't really know that. I know that he's so well respected that he probably could be a coach coming up. He kind of seems like a guy that could be a coach. He's so well respected, and he does all the things that you think about when you think about a coach. So maybe if Josh R is healthy, he can have a good comeback year. We need him to come back nice. Yes. Wash you mean that look like you. Huh? Oh, what I mean. Oh, the coach that we had here before. Todd Wash. Yeah. Wash. Todd Wash. Sorry, brother. Wash. Todd Wash. That was his name. Apparently he looks like me. He looks like the doppelganger of me. So it's all good. I'm so behind. I was having Brandon Jack Campbell help our run big time. You know it. Rams didn't feel confident. Perkins only start. That's why they brought in Baker Mayfield. Absolutely. Hutch going to break out too. 15-plus sacks, bro. Chark playing anytime soon this season. Good luck. Yeah. Is he hurt, Jorge? I heard he already had a cleaning of his knee or something, or his ankle. Ragnow should consider trying that experimental surgery next offseason for that toe. Halftime playing in pain all the time. It's incredible. The guy's strong, man. Do you notice that Campbell's calling audibles out in that Giants preseason game? Reminds me of Luke Kuechly. He reminds me a ton of Luke, bro. A ton. Break down the linebackers one time, Mark. Break down the linebackers? What do you want to know? I think we got great linebackers on this roster, man. Jack Campbell, I think he's going to be a tackling machine. He can do it all. I think he's going to eventually be a guy that holds that green dot. I think he's going to get a ton of playing time as a rookie. He can drop back into coverage. He can play the run. He can do a lot of good things on this defense. I think Malcolm Rodriguez is limited, but I do like him just because of, limited because of his size. I don't like to see him dropping back into coverage. I think he gets overmatched. But he's smart, decisive. He's a missile. He reads and recognizes offenses really well. Angelo, I think, is kind of an all-tool player. Probably our best pass coverage linebacker on the team. He probably is. Has improved as a Detroit Lion. Plays the run well. Can make some noise. He can blitz a little bit. Derek Barnes, still the question mark kind of guy for me. I said when we drafted him that he was going to be a developmental linebacker, and I still think he is, but he can get to the quarterback, he can get in the backfield, play the run, cause a little bit of chaos. I like our linebackers, man. I think we have 4 good ones. You throw in guys like Anthony Pittman, who's got a little bit of pass rush in him, can play great special teams. I think that's why they brought him back too as well. So we got some good linebackers on this team, and Jalen Reeves-Maybin, another linebacker who's a special team ace. And is basically just kind of your cover linebacker, not very good on the run. So if I'm missing any linebackers, sorry, Jorge, I tried. Sorry, Mike, I'm pretty sure he has to play it through that now. Campbell loves his team inside the den. Yeah, that was awesome. I just saw that video. I love this team, man. I love this team, I'm telling you. How about our Sudfeld to Snell combo joke? Oh, jeez. I think Benny Snell's not that bad, though, bro, the Motor City. He's not that bad, man. He played okay in Pittsburgh. Got a couple opportunities, didn't really shine, but he's not a bad running back. Orem rules, thank you, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong rules, thank you, bro. I was talking to Rams fan. They believe they will have a better offense than ours. Yikes. No, they won't. Not a chance. I smoked out, brother. I love you. Love you too, dude. I will say I've been impressed with Levi. I haven't really been to the point where I'm impressed. I'm impressed he's healthy. I'm glad he's healthy. He's made a couple plays in camp, though. He hasn't really stood out for me in games, but I do like the fact that he's staying healthy. I believe Levy and Aleem can hold it down. I'm liking Aleem, man. I kind of destroyed Aleem McNeil a little bit a few months back. This is before I knew that he trimmed down, lost some weight, lost like 20 pounds, I believe, and he wants to be more of a complete player. I expect more from Aleem this year. You're a 3rd-round pick. I expect you to play better, and I think he's gonna. I think Teddy will be good with us only a week under his belt. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned with Teddy Keitho, but thank you for coming in. What do you think of Barry Sanders' statue? I think it's awesome. I haven't seen it yet. Did they? They haven't unveiled it, have they? I haven't even seen it, man. Baker could work out in Tampa. I don't think he's gonna. I think. Good luck to guys like Mike Evans and Godwin. He'll make a few nice plays like he always does, but then I'll have a couple bad stinkers. Do you think Todd Bowles gets fired this year? I don't know. I don't really know yet, man. Not too sure. Cabinda has feet for hands. Yes, he does. I think I see what James Mitchell, Brock Wright do as fullback preseason. I'm excited for James Mitchell. I liked him coming out of college. We got him, I think, for a steal in the 5th round. Another injury guy that Brad Holmes brings in, boys. Another injury guy. And Brock Wright being an undrafted guy, out of Notre Dame. I think we have a really nice tight end room. We have about 20 of them that we love to use. At least they can catch. Yes, sir, they do. Does anyone else hate Will Harris? I don't hate him, but I do kind of wish he wasn't on this team, bro. Don't understand the love affair. You know, when you hear guys like Dan Campbell say that he can go to bed and sleep better at night, knowing that Will Harris is on this team is bizarre to me. But these guys see these guys every day. That's the thing. These guys see these guys every day. Will Harris must be in his ear how much he wants to win here. You know, Will Harris was a high draft pick, man. 3rd round pick by Bob Quinn. Came in as a safety out of Boston College, I believe he went to. Was supposed to be a guy that was going to be reliable. That was going to be that was supposed to be the next guy to step up for this team. He's gone completely reverse, but he can play everything. He can play everything. He can play nickel corner. He can play on the outside. Not that he's any good at it, but he plays there. They even got this guy playing linebacker in this defense. If you guys didn't know that, there's a couple of guys on this team that play a new position that they kind of brought in. They implemented it for Brian Branch, by the way. If you didn't know, this is a little bit of info. It's called star linebacker. The Alabama Crimson Tide did it with Brian Branch at Alabama. It's where they bring him up and pretty much play him as a linebacker. It's called the star linebacker position. So Brian Branch is a dog playing up against the line of scrimmage. He's really good, and they got Will Harris playing there now. So backing up Brian Branch. So they like him, man. For some reason, man, he's very versatile. He's a body. I don't know. I don't understand the love affair, but they like him. 4-man fronts. Yes, sir. I think the next statue will be a Campbell handing Lombardi to Goff. Ooh, that'd be amazing, bro. 5-man fronts is where the fun begins. That's going to be a fun defense, I think, to watch eventually. Jabinda blocks like a brick wall. He does, but he also catches like his hands are made of stone. That's why I think he just needs to go, man. Kabenda has some picks of someone. He's got to pick up somebody, bro. Kabenda should be go back to linebacker, just play special teams. He wasn't that bad of a linebacker at Penn State, too. You know, like if I recall. Wasn't too bad. So, who knows? As to be a complete fullback somewhere. I just don't like that position in the NFL anymore. Do you think Sean Payton gets rid of Russ Wilson this year if he plays bad again? I think that's a recipe over there for disaster with those two guys. They both have God complexes. They both think they do no wrong. And if they don't start winning, they got a lot of injuries, especially in their wide receiver core. I think they lost like 2 or 3 wide receivers. I could see them being bad again. Like, I don't know what's going on with Russ. If it was his first year on a new team, I don't really know what was going on there, but he was awful. Broncos were awful. But I could see maybe Peyton getting rid of him. I can see it happening because I think they're going to get rid of Wilson before they get rid of Peyton. So Godwin seems more realistic. I wouldn't mind trading for Chris Godwin. You think Goff played next preseason game? I think he's going to get a series. I think he's going to get a series, maybe 2. Yeah, I think that's what they did last year, right? That's what the Lions did last year. Kind of waited for game 3 of the preseason to play, guys. So we'll see. Going on 2 hours, boys. I'm gonna shut this down at 2 hours. Hey, John Doe, what up? Almond Rod going for 1,500. I think it's capable, bro. I'm gonna say 13, 12, 13. But yeah, capable. Chark had off-season surgery. Yeah, I thought he had some kind of cleanup. Man, is there a fallback a little bit like Mike Allstott? Oh, I wouldn't mind having that on the team. Who scare you the most from the NFC North teams? I'm telling you, man, I still think the Packers have a good roster. I really do. Jordan Love is the X factor, though. Is he the guy? I think it's going to be a little bit troublesome for Green Bay, though, because even though Jordan Love's been in the league for 3-4 years, whatever the hell it's been, he hasn't played really. And he's got young wide receivers. I think that's a bad mix. So you're going to see he has a really young core of wide receivers, and then you got a kind of an inexperienced quarterback. So, but it's a good roster, though, especially on defense. They have a good O-line. They have a great running game. So the Packers still kind of worry me. The Vikings, I'm not afraid of. I think they were a fraud. We should have beat them twice last year, too. We should have swept the North. They're getting older. They're getting rid of older guys. They do have weapons, though. Like Cousins kind of reminds me of Goff. You got Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. They got some guys. I'm not big on their run game, though. Their defense is kind of like, it's not that good. And the Bears actually scare me a little bit too. Justin Fields, another X factor guy. Terrible throwing the football, but he can run like the wind. But he needs to be more than that. And he has the weapons now. You got the DJ Moore over there. You got a healthy Mooney, a healthy Claypool. O-line is still a suspect though. Defense, they don't have a good D-line. They have good linebackers, but overpaid for them. Secondary, they have a pretty damn good secondary. Probably one of the best complete secondaries in the NFC North. So probably the Bears and the Packers scare me the most. And if I was to pick one, I'd say Packers, just because I think they have the overall better roster. And if Jordan Love clicks over there, they could be scary. They could be a scarier team, honestly. I still think Fields is a flip of the coin. But if that kid gets it too, if that kid learns how to be a quarterback, NFC North is going to be great for years to come, guys. Fullback. I'll be together. I love this team video soon on my page. Absolutely, bro. Bears 2 in the division, Bikes and Packers not far behind. I get it. Agreed. Aleem's a baller, man. I hope so. Man. I saw flashes at the end of the year last year. Okay, let's hope he does it. I wish there was a fullback like Mike Allstott. There never will be another Mike, man. I'm telling you. Corey Schlesinger making linebackers hurt like hell for 3 days after a game was quite enjoyable. Yes. Don't like the bus talk for JMO. Neither do I. Too early to say. But his career is off to a horrific start, man. You can't argue that. It's off to a bad start. Every player in the field is important, or you would use them. Yeah, every player is important, 100%, man. I just don't like the Gabinda thing. I bet the scouts are watching for the very best swing tackle that might get cut from a different team. They have to, dude. Donkey Kong, they have to, bro. They have to. Will Harris must be Dan Campbell's teddy bear. Something's going on, man. He must hold him at nighttime. Or why would you use him? Yeah, I don't know. Some guys just love other player. Like this team loves Will Harris. Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell love Will Harris. Will Harris is a bad football player. He really is, and there's no debating it. He's not good, but he's versatile. So that's what they love. They love versatility. But I don't understand it. And the Cabinda thing, I don't get it. I don't get what he brings to the table. I really don't get. Because he blocks well. And he plays some decent special teams. Come on, man. Cabinda trying to catch COVID, but he dropped it. Love it. Corey Schlesinger, Sledgehammer Schlesinger. Yeah, man. Love it, bro. Baltimore hasn't lost a preseason in 33 years. Exactly. And it means nothing. Biking up there, real soft because in the 80s they gave big shoulders and boots and knuckles. Let's go. Michigan did it with Peppers, called it the Viper. Cabinda has pics of Mark Orem from the Tijuana situation. Shh. It's really not about liking them. It's about the scheme he run. Requires a fullback. It would be nice for him to be a receiving threat. And he's neither of them. He's neither a receiving threat, and they don't really use him out in the offense much. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but that's what the team goes for. I'm not a coach. Doesn't mean I gotta like it though, man. Doesn't mean I gotta like it, because what I like and what I dislike means nothing to this coaching staff. I get it. Russ was busy, sell Subway, then practice. Who knows what's going on over there? Mark that as a T. That is the right answer about Peyton and Wilson. I think so. I just think they both got God complexes, man, and it could be a ship right into an iceberg. That's Will Harris. Yes, Lions football. I will see what is for realistic. I say we trade Gibbs for Swift. Whoa, Michael, my boy. No. Not happening. Swift is going to get hurt in Philly. Don't worry about it. Jordan Love will be solid. Maybe. He could be. I don't think he's that much of a quarterback, but we'll see. He's ready. Yeah, I'm not sure what he's ready for. Why? So he can be out in 3 weeks. Who's out in 3 weeks? Swift is softer than Sharman, unfortunately. I agree. Peace out, brother. Fields is an elite quarterback and on the rise. Unfortunately, there's not one thing elite from Justin Fields. Not one. He can run like a goddamn deer. He can run like a deer, but he's not an elite quarterback. So I would not use the word elite, but he could be on the rise. He's got the weapons now, but him throwing the ball is a joke. So do you like carrot cake? My wife just made some. I love carrot cake. You sending the piece over? Send a piece over. Mail it. I think Branch will make Will Harris lose his job. I hope so. I really do. Every scout in the NFL is looking for offensive linemen. Exactly. We just gotta jump on that train. I actually have confidence in Jerry Jacobs and Stephen Gilmore at corner. I expect Sutton to be solid. If Mosley can stay healthy, he's a little bit better than Jacobs. Plus, with Branch at cornerback, there is great young depth behind Sutton. Yeah, Sutton's our number one, dude. It's Sutton and Jerry Jacobs right now until Emmanuel Mosley comes back. So you're going to see Branch at corner, on nickel corner a lot. You're going to see him playing in that safety role. Him and C.J. Gardner-Johnson will be switching back and forth. So I'm excited about this secondary. You're crazy if you're calling Fields an elite quarterback now. Not until he has refined his passing skills. We're still, you know what, putting a star on that, Mike M. Exactly. There's nothing elite about Justin Fields. He can run like a dog. He can run like a bull in a china shop, but he is not an elite quarterback, not a chance. Riley Elder. Does Jack Campbell average 5 tackles a game? I think easily if he starts, bro. Easily. I think that guy might even do more. I think he could average 7 to 8, bro. Just between me and you, Riley, I like him in the fantasy. Especially if he starts. He's going to rack up those tackles, bro. Justin Fields is a playmaker on a bad team. Just run the ball. That's it. He's definitely staying caliber. If he doesn't get his shit together, bro, this year, he throwing the ball, if he doesn't have a good year throwing, won't be long before he's not on the Chicago Bears. You got to be able to throw the ball, man. You can't just be a runner. You can't just do that, man. You can't just be a runner. You know, they've been saying it all along about Lamar. You know, but Lamar, you know, they re-upped him. He's a Baltimore Raven, but he could be a guy too, man, if he doesn't get his shit together, that he could be gone. But until Fields is a problem for sure, running the football. I'm not afraid of Justin Fields throwing the ball because it's laughable. It's laughable at times. How many girls in the night have hooker jerseys? Probably quite a few. Fields with his legs only. That's it. Just his legs only. Start up again, bro. Starting you up. You got 2 stars, Mike M. Zach Zion starting, not staying. Starting. Okay. Starting caliber. Yeah, I guess so. You know, I do worry about Fields throwing the football. If he can throw the football, then that Chicago Bears team is going to be dangerous. So, but I've yet to see it. Just because he has a pretty strong arm, but he has a horrible passer completion percentage, a horrible QBR. You know, he needs to work on that, man. So, and you know, if he does, he does. Hopefully, he doesn't. Yeah, the Bears O-line is bad. They upgraded. They drafted that Darnell Wright, I believe, brought in Nate Davis. So it should be better there. They brought in wide receivers. No excuses. So let's see. Let's see if those numbers go up for him. The plan for Branch, learned by CJ for a year. Nobody told Branch he wants to stay in September. I bet he does. Yeah, Branch is going to be playing lots of snaps. He's going to – I think he won a spot, bro. I think he won a starting spot. The Bears have upgraded with wide receivers, yeah. Claypool could be good. I think it was a good get, them getting DJ Moore. Michael, what's his name, man? Not Michael. Mooney, whatever his name is there. If he stays healthy, he could be a problem. Dark Horse quarterback in the division is Love. Knows the system and has some nice weapons there now. I think he is the X factor for sure there. But I think him being kind of inexperienced and having young wide receivers, it might be a learning curve going on there a little bit more. F the Bears, 100%. Bears will be a good player for us. He's going to be awesome. Thanks for the entertainment, Mark. Have a good night, brother. Yes, sir. Thank you. Hopefully, Love leads the Packers 8-7, so they don't have a chance to draft the top quarterback. Yeah, Caleb Williams, right? That's where I'm at with Hooker's and versatile. It's versatile like Fields. That's why I say I want him to be a pocket passer first. Yeah, absolutely, man. He's versatile like Fields, but he's not as big, right? He's not as big as Fields. I think MCDC really believes Branch is the top 3 defensive player in the draft, and I can't believe he lasted that long. Crazy that he lasted that long to us, guys. It was nuts, man. Thank you, Green Bay Packers, because you guys needed him more than anybody else, I think, in the league, because your safeties are junk, and we're going to expose those safeties. Love is not the answer for the Packers. I don't think so either. I think like people, they gave him a 1-year deal to prove it. And we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Perry Ball, exactly, which is why I wanted to put the Packers in a tough spot. But thanks a lot, guys. I really appreciate it. We got 2 hours and 32 seconds. I love it. We got some good talk. We talked way too much about the backup quarterback situation, though. That should have been put to rest. But that's okay. It's talk, man. It's all good talk. Try to be nice to each other, guys. And yeah, man. Don't worry about preseason. Let's not get carried away about preseason. You know, we saw who probably going to stick around in this game. Game 3, you might see some more starters in there, but I'll be honest with you. I just hope they stay safe, man. Stay safe, don't get hurt, and that's it, man. That's the only thing I'm talking about right there. What's this question where? Who takes Mims reps as wide receiver? It's kind of open now. Right now, bro, it's kind of open. They brought in that Jason Moore or Justin Moore kid. He's another camp body. Played for the Chargers. He's got not really nothing to his resume. He was a big kid, but he's done nothing in the NFL. I think you're going to see, unless they make some type of move, you're going to see guys like Chase Cota, Dylan Drummond, Antoine Green getting those reps. That's my take on it. Because I think Mims was going to be maybe a wide receiver 5 or 6 here. I really do. With the potential to be something a little bit better. I think that's all out the window. And you're either going to see those undrafted guys make some noise, or they're going to go out and get somebody. But I don't think we're in that much trouble from wide receiver position. I really don't. I think Goff has all kinds of weapons. Gibbs, Laporta, Montgomery. Everything's good, man. So thanks a lot, guys. Be safe, Hatter's house. Be safe. It's crazy. Tropical storm. Don't like hearing that. Stay safe, brother. Have a good night, Perry Ball. Thank you, Mike M. Nice session. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good night. Go Lions. One pride, baby. Boom.